Spoken for Communications previews the matchup between North Carolina Central and Morgan State, live from Baltimore, starting at 12:30 on Saturday. We'll be on the air again, getting you ready for a big matchup as the Eagles look to go to 3-0 in conference play. I'm Chris Hooks, play-by-play voice of the NCCU Sports Network, joined by the head coach of the Eagles, Jerry Mack. Coach, 2-0 in conference play. You know, you've got 2 games down, looking for number 3 as you take on Morgan State this week.
Yeah, quality opponent in Morgan State. One of the top rushers, not only in our conference but in the country, and also one of the top pass rushers in the country. They do a great job. They're a lot like our program, a new head coach, new regime. So those guys are playing with a lot of momentum, and they're hot right now.
Yeah, Herb Walker Jr., certainly a talented back, and that's one thing Morgan State has had over the last few years. Thinking about Travis Davidson's, amongst others, Herb Walker certainly fits that bill.
No doubt. He's shifty and elusive. That's one thing that jumps out on film when you watch him. He can make people miss, and he has some speed too. You got to always hold your breath when he gets a chance to get in space.
What's the difference between, or what are some differences between South Carolina State and Morgan State that you've seen in preparation for this one?
The biggest thing from an offensive standpoint is they run the ball a little bit different. South Carolina State was a little bit more 12 personnel, 21 personnel, played with a little bit more running backs on the field. Whereas these guys, they play a little bit more two-back, but they spread you out a little bit. So they created more lanes for Herb to get through and run the football.
And that's something we kind of do. So there's some similarities there that we should be able to adjust to.
It is. Our defense prepares for us all the time. So there is some similarity in that case. But, they throw the ball as well, so we got to prepare for that.
But you look at our side, you look at our offense. Our offense is pretty good, second in the conference in passing, second overall in total offense. So, again, Morgan State's going to have a challenge to stop us as well.
Hey, well, our guys right now are playing at an extremely high level. I think last week against South Carolina State, they proved that everything is kind of coming to fruition like we always preach. The attention to detail, the focus. We got receivers making plays, offensive linemen doing a great job of creating holes, and the running backs are running the ball extremely hard.
As well as we may have played last week against South Carolina State, we still haven't played complete. There were some mistakes in the contest that could have cost us to lose the ball game against South Carolina State. What's the focus now with these guys?
The focus remains the same. We just stay the path. We still got to clean up our attention to detail with penalties. Special teams, as far as some personnel things, we got to get cleaned up. But I think we don't change very much. We do what we do, and I think if we focus on us and the task at hand, we'll be fine.
Malcolm Bell, again, another solid ball game, running and throwing. Just, again, for him, he just continues to get more and more comfortable. Again, the offensive line played so well last week. He had all sorts of time.
He did. He stood back there. We threw a lot of screen passes. He sit back there and pushed the ball down the field. And we were able to create some holes for Malcolm to run as well because he can move the ball with his legs. So he just continued to grow and mature at that position.
Offensively, you look at your running backs. You had a stable, you didn't have Deontay Wright, but you had Adrius Augustus and Andre Clark. So you get right back in the fold. Again, you got 3-4 running backs you can go to. That certainly has to be a feather in your cap, something that you've got to be proud of and ready to use on Saturday.
Well, we do. You never know when your number's going to get called, just like when Malcolm Bell had a chance to come into the game. Last week, Delquan Jackson caught a touchdown. This week, it was Adrius Augustus. So everybody's always on board. Everybody's got to be prepared for whenever their shot is.
Defensively, we've talked about Jeremy Thompson, Jordan Miles, how well they've played defensive line. Jaquan Smith certainly has made his presence felt. Anybody else that we need to look out for this week?
Reggie Hunt is playing extremely good football right now. He's a guy that, he made his mark on special teams, and he started getting rotation a little bit more on the defense side of the football. C.J. Moore is still playing at a high level, and Mike Jones is consistent as can be.
Coach, wish you best of luck as you get set to take on Morgan State. Hopefully we're talking about being 3-0 next week.
Hope so. Thanks, Chris.
That is head coach Jerry Mack. Eagles and the Bears kick off from Hughes Stadium at 1 o'clock this Saturday afternoon. Again, join us at 12:30 as we get you set for that huge matchup. Enjoy the ball game.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.